In this video, I want to share with you what the intention is of a Blissology yoga class. This might be a refresher for some of you, but I think it's super important to get clear on this so you can see where we're coming from philosophically. Even though this is a course about sequencing and somatics, the philosophy is guiding it all, our underlying philosophy. So without that, we're kind of driving around in the dark with no headlights. Now, the intention is important because I want you to know that when you are teaching your class, you are never just teaching a yoga class. Please don't use the term just. You're never just doing anything, especially not just teaching yoga. And it is definitely not just fitness, and it is definitely not just relaxation. You are creating, if you're with me, I mean, if this feels like it's too heavy for you, you don't have to adopt it, but I would love for you to feel that you are creating a ritual for people. Now, ritual is a loaded word, but I wanted to tell you what I mean when I say ritual is a consciously performed action that connects us to a belief system. Consciously performed action that connects us to a belief system, that's what a ritual is. So every time you do a class, it's meant to connect you to a belief system. And the main one, by the way, is that we belong to each other and we belong to nature. That is the main ritual of a Blissology yoga class, at least. But we have an intention of a Blissology yoga class. I'll read these out to you just super quick. Number one is to create spaces where people can reconnect with quietness and stillness. Basically, everyone, think about how many quiet spaces we have anymore. Even if we find a quiet space, we're probably hanging out with an extroverted person. Our phones interrupt us all the time, so we just don't have spaces that are quiet anymore. So we need to make that space in our yoga classes. We need places where people can release from darkness. And by darkness, I mean fear, worry, stress, loss, anger. So people are coming to classes to do that, I hope you recognize. We need places to reconnect with love, which is the greatest gift of the universe that we've been given. We need to connect to not just our consciousness, we need to connect with our conscience. So not just our higher consciousness, but our higher conscience. We need to connect, in other words, to what I call our wise guide inside. There's a place of conscience inside of us, a light that we tune into, I believe. And your job as a yogi is to re-plug into that so it will guide us in all our relationships with others, with ourselves, and with nature. We want to connect to spaces of interconnection, love, and cooperation. We want to live in joy. We need spaces of joy where we feel like life is a miracle again, because way too often we get into autopilot mode. We want to create spaces where people feel like they belong to a community, where they can be supported and offer their support back. Number 9 is to increase our reverence for all life. So each creature is a gift, every moment is precious, and the earth and the seas and the stars are sacred. We want spaces to reconnect to prana, the vital life force that heals and moves us towards a more thriving relationship with life. We want to find functional movement patterns that allow our bodies to age well and to move well now. And we need spaces where we can learn. Learning is such a big joy in life, where we can grow and share. And lastly, we need spaces where we can connect to our higher purpose. So at any point, if you're lost for a theme, back to the theming, feel free to borrow these. I mean, this is, for me, what the yoga classes are all about, and I hope that we are aligned on this one. These are our intentions of our Blissology yoga classes, and these are what are guiding all the sequences